This is 5 on your side at 6. Focused on you.
A deadly series of tornadoes and storms ripping through the Midwest and South Friday night. 18 lives lost and widespread damage in Tennessee, Arkansas, Indiana, and Illinois. Good evening. I'm Brent Solomon. That far-reaching system impacted several states, but one of the hardest hit areas was Wynne, Arkansas. Wynne is about an hour west of Memphis, Tennessee. Our sister station there reporting 4 people are dead after a tornado tore through the town. 28 others hurt. Jay Shakur reports.
Here in Wynne, Arkansas, about 50 minutes west of Memphis, those storms yesterday did severe damage. I'll step out of the way so you can see the school from ground level first. This is what's left of Wynne High School. Now, for context, this is one of 2 public high schools in all of Cross County, but this is the only high school in the entirety of the Wynne School District. As you can see, trees are completely collapsed, but crews are out working now, picking up debris and restoring power lines. Now, in an aerial view, most of the roof is torn to pieces. The front main entrance is completely caved in. The big question now from staffers who drove by surveying the school's damage is what's next for students. Will they go online, or will they have another building available, another facility available to accommodate these students? This town of Wynne has a population of about 8,300 people, multiple injuries and multiple deaths so far. In Wynne, Arkansas, I'm Jay Shakur.
And parts of southern Illinois also especially hit hard. Marion County saw a tornado warning around 7:30 last night, and that led to severe damage in Salem, Illinois. Homes and businesses seriously damaged, and the town now under a state of emergency. It means so many in Salem are having to start over. 5 on your side's Mercedes McKay spent the day there and has much more on the road to recovery.
This is his barbecue sign, and his smoker is wrapped around the pole on my porch.
Building parts from local businesses and pieces of neighbors' homes now lay in Jacob Brandon's yard.
I grabbed the kids and dove in a closet, and when I came to, I couldn't open the front door, and I had roof pieces from everybody else's buildings wrapped around my house.
Brandon's home looked like many others along East Blair Street in Salem, Illinois on Saturday morning. Ripped off roofs, building pieces stuck in trees, and people's memories scattered across the gravel.
Man, when you come that close to a tornado, I don't care about the stuff. You know what I mean? All my neighbors are alive, my kids are safe. That's it. That's all that matters.
Just to show you how intense the winds were in Salem on Friday night and just how extensive this storm really was, this house here actually got pushed off of its foundation and moved inward.
We can work to rebuild that. We can't work to rebuild the lives.
Salem Mayor Nicholas Farley says he had 2 emotions walking through his torn-up city. Heartbreak for those having to rebuild, but thankful nobody was hurt. Farley says crews worked for 24 hours straight to help those impacted.
I could not be more proud to be the face of the people behind me that's actually coordinating all the effort.
30 to 40 homes at least were damaged in the city by estimated wind speeds of 105 miles per hour. While the road to recovery is long, this community is already rebuilding together.
I was very proud of everybody, and as you go through the town, you see people already cutting trees and getting the city rebuilt. Very proud of our community.
In Salem, Mercedes McKay, 5 on your side.
There is a curfew in place in Salem through April 3rd for the affected areas. That's from 7 p.m. until 7 a.m. Officials there are asking those affected by the storms to call 1-800-RED Cross if they need help. The Metro East was also hit by storms last night. 5 on your side will have the latest on damage in Bethalto. That's tonight at 10. Well, storms continued through the night, leading to high winds today in the bi-state. I'm joined now with meteorologist Gary Frank, who actually helped track this major storm system. Gary.
Yeah, it was all part of our Weather First team here, keeping an eye on everything. Of course, as we had those tornado watches early in the day yesterday. And fortunately for a lot of us, we did avoid incredibly major damage. North, south, east, and west of us, we had some significant damage, and I want to show you how that works out as this entire system moved through. And we, of course, dealt with the cloud cover throughout the day, and you see how that finally has exited, and that's what we're setting up for a nice tomorrow. But I want to loop this here over the last 24 hours and show you just how this set up. Of course, the first storms that were the most severe, and then as that front moved through, we had that additional line that pushed through and provided 70+ mile-an-hour winds, especially on the Illinois side. But look at the local storm reports, and I know this is an incredibly busy map, and I'll zoom in a minute, but I want to show you the scope of this storm, not only with wind damage, tornadoes, and you'll notice as I zoom in, not many issues. We had a lot of smaller hail. We had upwards of dime size, quarter size hail, but of course we had 60 to 70+ mile-an-hour wind gusts in a lot of spots. And you look just further north, that's where the tornadoes were for the most part. We had tornado warnings, not too many tornadoes in at least the metro proper. Of course, we talk about Salem and areas around the area of course, the region, but our winds have died down. Our wind gusts are now under 25. That's positive. And over the next several hours, this is finally starting to look like it's not shaking around. Temps have gotten up into the mid-50s, which is pleasant after a very cool day. 56, it's not bad. A west breeze at 20 miles an hour. And our wind's going to settle overnight, but it switches to a different direction, warms things up, and we are headed for our warmest day of the year. But it's also something we have to look out for our next severe weather threat. We'll highlight those impacted areas and what we expect for the week ahead, Brent.
All right, stay close, Gary. A man has died while in custody at the Lincoln County Jail. It happened around 4 Friday morning. Lincoln County officers say they found Jonathan Thomas collapsed in his cell and they took him to the hospital. That's where he died. Thomas was arrested Wednesday for a traffic-related offense. They say he cleared the medical exam. The Missouri State Highway Patrol now investigating. Right now, Janae Edmondson is back home. Her family sharing the encouraging update on her GoFundMe yesterday. The 17-year-old was critically injured in a car crash while visiting St. Louis for a volleyball tournament. She was recovering at a rehab facility outside of Nashville before returning home.